We are 3 days away from the Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney fight, and Regis Prograis is all business. He has no respect for Devin Haney. He has no respect for Devin Haney's father, and he's coming into this fight Saturday night trying to get the knockout, and he's really confident in himself. You know, he's been telling the world how he's been receiving a lot of love in San Francisco, which is supposedly supposed to be a homecoming fight for Haney, but we all know it's not really a homecoming fight for Haney. But I'm a little nervous for Regis Prograis because I think that with Devin Haney's boxing abilities, his good solid jab and his good foot movement and his athletic ability and reach, he will be able to outbox Regis Prograis the whole fight. And Regis Prograis, I can already tell by the way he's talking in interviews. He said he's been working on his boxing skills, but then if you listen to his interviews carefully, he keeps talking about how he's going to score the knockout, how he's going to hurt Devin Haney. Well, to me, that doesn't sound like you're trying to unload your boxing skills. To me, that sounds like you're trying to go for the knockout from round one on. And remember, guys, the last time we saw Regis Prograis in the ring was against Zorrilla. And against Zorrilla, what did Regis Prograis try to do? I'm going to tell you what he tried to do. He tried to score the knockout in every single round, and he looked like absolute crap. He was able to get a knockdown in that fight late in the fight, but he wasn't fighting Devin Haney. He was fighting a no-name named Zorrilla, and he struggled in that fight and looked god-awful. And to me, at first when I heard Regis talk about this fight, I was really confident that Regis was going to come in with a new style. He's going to box. He's going to work on his footwork. We're going to see quicker jabs, combinations, and we're going to see him try to set up the power shot. But now, as I'm listening to his interviews now, I don't think that's what he's going to go in with. I don't think he's going to go in with that approach. I think he's going to go in with the approach that he's going to try to knock Haney out, and Haney's just going to outbox him. Because I'm telling you guys right now, if Regis goes in there with this trying to knock him out, Haney will just outbox him, and at the end of the scorecards, we might hear a 119, 109, 119, 113. It might be a rout on the scorecard. So I'm really hoping Regis has worked on his footwork and his boxing skills, because I'm pulling for Regis. I don't like Devin Haney. I don't like his fans. And I think that if Devin Haney was to even get hurt in this fight, it would be a statement for Regis Prograis. We'll see what happens on Saturday night. I'm looking forward to this fight. They had their first face-off in the Bay Area, and it's getting real heated. Switching topics. Floyd Schofield fought on the Ryan Garcia undercard last week. And I'm not going to lie, I like the kid. The kid is great. He's got power ability. He's fast. He's got great boxing skills. I think Floyd Schofield is going to be a superstar in the game of boxing. No doubt about it. And I do think he's Oscar De La Hoya's best prospect. I don't even think it's close. When I saw him fight on Saturday night, I said, wow, Oscar De La Hoya got him a gem in Floyd Schofield. Unfortunately, Floyd Schofield, a lot of people, a lot of YouTube channels, and a lot of people who speak on boxers, they don't like to tell the truth about things. They just like to write their narrative, and that's what it is. But here's the truth about Floyd Schofield. He called out Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney after the fight, saying that they both have no power, they were both easy sparring sessions, and that he would smoke both of them. Well, I find that funny. But the first thing I looked at Floyd Schofield when he said those comments was, I went on BoxRec and I looked at his last two opponents. He fought a guy by the name of Haskell Rhodes and Richard Lopez Torres. You know what Haskell Rhodes and Lopez Torres both have in common? Both of these journeymen, and I mean journeymen, were coming off knockout losses. So to me, how can Floyd Schofield talk about all this power that he has and talk bad on Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney when he's knocked out two cab drivers who had just got knocked out in their previous fight by nobodies? By nobody. It'd be one thing if Richard Lopez Torres got knocked out by, I don't know, Teofimo Lopez, then we'd have a conversation. He got knocked out by some guy named like Manny Lopez. So to me, Richard Lopez Torres is a nobody, and Haskell Rhodes is certainly a nobody. So when you look at it that way, Floyd Schofield, you've beaten nobody. You've beaten absolutely. Your resume is pathetic if you want to talk about resumes. So he needs to slow his roll. His resume is god-awful. He picked up a really good win, and I am impressed with his skills. And anybody who looks at Floyd Schofield and goes, oh, that kid's not going to be a superstar, I think is hating. But for him to speak on Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, two guys who have done a lot in this game of boxing at their age, and to me are on pace for Hall of Fame resumes, Floyd Schofield, nowhere near a Hall of Fame resume, needs to slow his roll. He got 2 knockout victories in his last 2 fights against 2 cab drivers. So I need Floyd to understand who he is and where he's at in his career, and to never disrespect Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney ever again, especially not Shakur Stevenson, the 3-division champion, as he lost his mind. Switching topics. PBC has finally found a network. And the new network that they found, as we already knew, and as I told y'all a couple months ago, is Amazon Prime. I think this is a good move because Amazon Prime is already a network that is partnered with the NFL. They use Thursday Night Football as their network. So I think Amazon Prime, a lot of people already watch it. A lot of people are already familiar with it. So I think it's a good avenue and the good next step for PBC Boxing. I think a lot of people will tune in, and Al Heyman, once again, picked a really good network to choose. And I think that business-wise, it's going to do good numbers.